Hey everybody, Greg from Park Journey. Hope you're all doing all right, having a good weekend so far. So yesterday I went up to Magic Mountain for an all-new update. There are a whole bunch of off-season projects going on at the park and at Hurricane Harbor and even outside the park with the sign that's next to the 5 freeway there, next to the Wendy's right there off of the old road and Magic Mountain Parkway. So we're going to start out there with this update. We've got a lot to show you. Like I said, a lot of off-season projects. And some chat about some things that might be coming down the road a little bit, considering other events that have happened at other parks this week. I think you all probably know what I'm talking about with King Ka and everything. So I kind of have some thoughts about that as it relates to Magic Mountain. I'm going to get right into it, but before I do, make sure you click below to subscribe to our channel. As always, it is very greatly appreciated. I also did want to mention that I am still raising money for the American Cancer Society. I'm doing the Dopey Challenge in January at Walt Disney World. I'm raising money for that in honor of my sister who passed away last year. And I've got some good giveaways to do for everybody. I've got some old park maps and things like that. So if you want to donate, donation as little as $5 will get you in. We've got some great old park maps that we'll send you for donating. So make sure that you check that out. I'll put the link in the description. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Enjoy. All right, so we're going to start outside the park here. As I mentioned, the letters have come down off of the Six Flags California sign here. Look at the gift shop. The gift shop hasn't been open for a long time. I can't even remember last time it's actually been open. But they are working on the sign. It doesn't look like it's coming down. It looks like they might just be replacing the lettering that's on the sign. It's a bit old, so no surprise there. And we'll continue to keep an eye on this, obviously, as we move forward over the next couple of months. But we'll see. Maybe the gift shop is going to reopen at some point. Who knows? There's an In-N-Out there now, so it might be a little bit more people in that area. So we'll keep an eye out. Staying outside the park, we'll move over to Hurricane Harbor. They've been doing a lot of off-season work here in Hurricane Harbor over the last few weeks. You can see them here. They're kind of power washing the outside of the tornado at this point. They were working on the family raft ride and a couple of other things a couple of weeks ago. So again, we'll keep an eye on off-season project here at Hurricane Harbor. I'm going to send an email to the park next week to ask, kind of in detail what's going on. I think that everybody would actually really like to know, what's going on. And I think it's great promotion for, all of the great infrastructure work that the park's doing. Hopefully we'll get some kind of idea of how extensive that off-season refurb is for Hurricane Harbor. Moving into the park, as was mentioned in the press release earlier this week, Six Flags Magic Mountain is adding a new coaster for 2026. We don't know what it is. The only thing that they've said is it is a first of its kind coaster in North America, I believe it said. So that kind of it narrows it down a little bit. There's a lot of speculation of it's an Axis coaster. I'm not sure. Magic Mountain, obviously, being the extreme park, or I don't even know if they call it that anymore. But they're always kind of the park that gets the tallest, fastest, things like that over the years. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that project, and I wouldn't anticipate that they're going to actually announce it until sometime next year. And 2026 kind of makes sense because Fast and Furious is opening at Universal Studios in 2026, probably early 2026, and that's the closest park to Magic Mountain. So 2026 is going to be a really great year for Southern California theme park fans. So stay tuned. We'll bring you the latest as soon as we know. Moving on, wanted to talk a little bit about Superman Escape from Krypton. As you all know, that they announced the closure of King Ka and a few other attractions at Six Flags Great Adventure this week. So lots of upset people. They really didn't get the send-off that people thought that they were owed. Obviously, there was not a whole lot of communication from the park. So I hope that if they continue this program, that they give a little bit more warning next time. So basically it looks like Six Flags, the new Six Flags, is looking at coasters that are low capacity, high maintenance, high cost to run, And honestly, I can't think of any coaster that fits that bill more than Superman Escape from Krypton. It's very low capacity. It's very rarely open these days. I haven't even ridden it this year because I actually have not seen this coaster open in all of my visits this year. And it's a maintenance nightmare. It costs a lot to run. So it wouldn't really surprise me. So I've kind of talked about this with a few other people, and there was also some talk about Lex Luthor dropped off Doom, and speculation or thoughts that they could actually save this tower. That tower is so entrenched into the ground there. It would take an act of God really to remove it. Obviously we live in earthquake country. It's not going anywhere. Same with the Sky Tower. It is just not going anywhere. So there's some thoughts that they could remove Superman, but also keep Lex Luthor drop of Doom. So we'll see. Again, speculation at this point. Nothing solid, but we'll keep an eye on that over the next few months as well. We'll move over to the Screampunk district where they are getting ready for Holiday in the Park. The big infrastructure project, as we showed the other day on our social media, is that the Colossus restrooms have been completely removed. I would anticipate that these are going to be brand new restrooms. They definitely need more restrooms in this area of the park. If you'll remember when they expanded DC Universe and built Wonder Woman, there were restrooms in that area that have not been replaced. So I can't imagine they're going to go from Goliath basically all the way to the Scrambler and bumper cars without having any restrooms in the park. So I would imagine this is going to be a new restroom, a larger restroom. It was a rather small restroom. Didn't get a full refurb with the restroom refurbs. Lots of questions that were coming out. Is that this also include the sandwich shop / boba shop that it is now? And the answer is no. There's even lights on this building for Holiday in the Park. So that is not going anywhere at this point. You can get some good shots of Goliath there as well. So lots of work going on there. Moving down over to the underground, as you can see, it was starting to rain while I was at the park. I had after leaving Universal Studios, I had actually was kind of warm, so I took off my hoodie, and then it started to rain in Magic Mountain. It was rather chilly, but made for a nice quiet day in the park, and obviously some nice cloud shots and things like that too. So anyway, the underground, nothing really going on here other than preparation for Holiday in the Park. This is the Holly Rock area of Holiday in the Park. We do have a playlist that I'll share as well that we created a couple years ago with the Holly Rock playlist. If it does change this year, if they add more songs or things like that, we'll update that playlist. But we have it for Apple and for Spotify. So you can see the s'mores fire pits getting ready too, which is always a great Holiday in the Park tradition here. And then we've got our photo ops and things like that. So more decorations to come for Holiday in the Park back here in the underground. It's one of my favorite areas of Holiday in the Park. Wanted to take a quick look at Superman, so you can see here from the top. It was raining. I was trying to get a nice shot of full throttle going through. Superman is closed. There was gates up. I did see some maintenance workers kind of going back there as well. And then I wanted to also take a look at the Sky Tower. There's been a lot of thoughts and conversations and speculation about the Sky Tower over the last few years. Is it going to reopen? My last word from somebody that used to work at the park was that it would cost upwards of $3 million for them to get this up to code and reopen it. I'm going to be honest. I love the Sky Tower. It's an icon. I would much rather that $3 million be spent elsewhere in the park on infrastructure projects, whether it's restrooms, whether it's repaving the walkways, things like that. I would rather that money be allocated elsewhere. But we'll keep an eye on that as well. Continuing with looking at Holiday in the Park, nothing really going on here. Nightmares has been completely removed, but some of the trees do have lights in them right now. So I'm sure over the next couple of weeks we'll start to see more and more lights being added to this particular area for Holiday in the Park. Really great area, not only for Fright Fest, but also for Holiday in the Park. I did also want to touch on the greatest coasters ever built mural has been updated over the last couple of months. So all of the pictures are new. They've kind of redone this, which is great to see. I will say it's kind of curious to see which coasters kind of have their own mural and which coasters have to share with another one. So here we see Gold Rusher and Roadrunner Express are together. We see Scream has its own, which is kind of interesting. As we move down, we see that Apocalypse has its own. And I will say, as I'm kind of going through all of these, there's new speakers throughout the park. Ninja has its own as well, and somebody turned the sound up to like 11 on these speakers. It's really loud in some areas, so I think that maybe somebody needs to walk around and kind of adjust these speakers. Magic Flyer and the Subida Gonzalez share one, but then Canyon Blaster has its own. Which is just it's so funny. But anyway, check that out. Check out that new mural. We'll post some more pictures here of the mural as we're wrapping up this update. I do appreciate you all viewing. Hope you enjoyed that quick update from Magic Mountain. Like I said, I'm hoping that we'll get some updated news about off-season projects at the park and kind of expand on those and make sure that we're covering all of those projects through the quote-unquote off-season here at Magic Mountain, which never really closes for the year, but lots of projects going on, obviously, from now until April or May of 2025. Again, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.